Beans and Cornbread.
Before we dive in, here's your required disclaimer. This podcast uses satire and dark humor to discuss very real and very messed up events. We roast the powerful, not the powerless. We don't joke about the victims, but we will joke about the people who thought the rules didn't apply to them. Are you still with us? Good. Now let's get uncomfortable.
Okay, welcome to Beans and Cornbread. I'm Kev.
I'm Jessica.
And this is episode 17. I'm going to save the title for just a second. You probably can see it on your screen. But before we get into all of that, hello, Jess. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a very interesting day. Got a lot accomplished. I went to work early this morning. Got a lot of things accomplished I feel really good about. Got to meet some new people that I didn't know before.
Good.
So I'm feeling really good about that, and I'm super excited about this episode of Beans and Cornbread. But you just said you was good, so give me a little bit more detail. Like, how are you?
I'm okay. Not much happened. Our daughter had a choir assembly.
Okay.
Which was pretty...
Church choir?
School choir.
I'm just saying that for the people out
assembly.
there. It wasn't a church choir.
PTA. It was good. The kids did good.
Yeah.
She was an understudy for a rap solo. I was kind of hoping that the chick would bail, but...
It's so crazy, right? A rap solo. At what age?
9 years old, fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
I was really hoping she would. I mean, I didn't want her, the poor girl, to chicken out, but I kind of did because our girl was ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I got something neat for you. This might be a little hard to wrap your head around, but we're going to try anyway. So are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So what if there was no clocks, no calendars, no birthdays, and no deadline? What if time itself didn't exist? Tonight, today, right now on Beans and Cornbread, we're going to imagine a world without time and what that would mean for love, work, history, and even death. So I hope you're ready for this one, because this might be a little bit difficult to wrap your head around, but we're going to go into that dimension of no time. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
So when I say that, just the opening and just the thought of no time, what immediately pops into your head when we're talking about this subject?
A bunch of stuff. I mean, to me, it just does not. I can't wrap my head around it.
It's hard to fathom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because. So we're talking no time starting now.
No.
Even
no
though we
time
knew time.
Ever.
Oh, ever.
Yeah.
So we never knew about time.
Never knew about time.
Okay.
So for those of you that are out there listening, just try to put yourself in the mind frame of you were never indoctrinated into time. The concept of time.
I don't know if it's indoctrinated, but I don't know if that's the right term.
Well, it just felt right to say. But you don't know anything about time itself.
The cult of time.
Just imagine a day where there's no clocks. As they say on Life, there's no little watches or little clocks with your watches. And there's no concept of time whatsoever. So
caveman, but our...
It don't have to be caveman. It can be up to date right now where we're at.
No, I'm talking about our current technical... No, our status, whatever, our time, but...
See, that's interesting you say that, because you're automatically attributing technological advances with time.
I'm going to get so frustrated in this episode.
Right.
I don't want to fight.
So just say there is no time. So stuff still happens.
Is there a word time?
No. Because there's no definition of time. So stuff still has happened, but there's no concept of actual, literal time. There's no start A to B and a measurement of it.
Okay,
there's a start A and B, but there's no measurement of it. So stuff still happens.
Okay.
So what would a normal day look like for how people will wake up, eat, and work? Let's just start there. So now you're waking up on not a physical clock, but a biological clock, right?
Yeah.
So when did you fall asleep? It's going to let you kind of understand when you're going to wake up. So let's say you might be the type of person that falls asleep when the sun goes down, or falls asleep when the sun comes up.
How will stuff get done?
Well, you got a bunch of people, so a
Like,
bunch of
I'm
people
just trying
have
to think of
different.
how things would,
They
like-
might have different cycles of when they wake up and go to sleep. So the ones that are awake during a certain frame of I hate to say the word time, would be doing things, and the opposite would.
So things
remain
would
to be
never
true.
close.
Everything is always open.
Yeah. Things would never close.
And that, I think that's one of the key things to think about, right? Like, without time, you would have no closing of things.
So when you go into work, do you just work until you feel like leaving?
Yeah.
You just bounce?
You just work till you're tired enough to go to sleep. So so maybe
good Lord.
you wouldn't even leave. Maybe where you work is also where you live.
Yeah.
So you wake up and you just start doing what you normally what you do for work or
That
whatever.
sounds sweatshopy-ish.
Well, I mean,
I guess if they make it like...
it depends on what the work is, right? You can't say that because you don't know what the work is. Like, so if you're Dave the Stone Cutter, and whenever you wake up, start cutting stone. And then when you get tired enough, you go to sleep.
Okay.
What do you think?
I still don't...
I know it's hard to
I'm
wrap your
so
head
like
around.
lost because I want to say so much stuff, but I'll revert, revolves around actual
Back to
time.
the indoctrination, I know.
It's not
Blah.
Okay.
So now here's the thing, right? There are some natural things that occur, like the sun rising and going down, right? But like I'm saying, so if you didn't look at that as a pivotal moment in history, right?
It's just something that
For
happens.
some people, it's just something. Well, for all people, it's just something that happens. But like I said, you have certain people that maybe they feel more energized and awake and alive at night. And there's some people that feel more energized and awake, alive during the sunrise era or time. And then maybe there's those in the middle.
I guess. I mean, it kind of makes more sense if everything's open 24
Yeah.
hours.
So think about society. So would societies build even faster? Because you got maybe an equal amount of people
Like first, second, and
that's
third shift.
working all the time.
I don't know. I mean, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, so that's
It
interesting.
depends
to think
if,
about.
well, it also depends how many people are going to be there. Like building, okay, this is like far in the left field, but like what if you only have like 2 night people on your crew, on your building crew that work better at night? You can't.
I
mean-
think so. This is interesting too, right?
There's so many
So
different
think
angles.
about this. What if those that are doing things in the sunlight hours congregate together, and then all those that like doing stuff in the nighttime hours congregate together, and you form societies based off of that, not necessarily a time frame. So let's say you got the night people
What about school?
and the day people. It's the same thing. So the night people have school at night for the night people, and the
Oh
day
my
people
God,
have
we're in
school at day for
chaos.
the day
This is
people.
utter chaos.
It's just chaos because we kind of, in our day and age, we formulated, organized things, and we based everything off of times and cycles and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But if you had it without time, then I think there would be a normal progression for those with like-minded and like ways to congregate together just like the other way. So maybe wars are fought over day and night instead of whatever else is fought over. Which would be most advantageous, do you think, in a war? To fight during the day or night?
I don't know. Night? I don't know.
The
What if you
day
have a
people
family that
probably
half
would-
people like to work at night, half work? Do you like separate and like go into your little communities?
So you're talking about mixing?
Yeah. What if like, okay, we have 8 in our family, 4 go in nighttime, 4 or morning people.
Maybe that's
So you just like move on to like 4 of us move on to a different community.
Maybe that's like a ritualistic thing that takes place when you figure out one of your kids is a night person versus a
You
day
send
person.
them off. That's so.
And they got to go to the nighttime people, and
Man.
people over here go to daytime. And just think about what that might do to us genetically. Maybe the nighttime people develop super keen eyesight because they're always
God,
moving
bunch of
about at night.
Janishes.
You see what I'm saying? and maybe their skin color is different. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be like mole people. They're gonna be like pale and
then these other people are like
red
dark
eyes.
skinned because they always move around in the day in the sun.
I want to be a sun person. Then.
You see what I'm saying? It'd be interesting.
Now we're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much to go with that.
Do you think relationships would be stronger without like anniversaries or like days to remember or anything like that?
I think some of that stuff puts undue pressure on relationships. So I do sense a sense of freedom with it, but at the same time, I guess I can see the pros and the cons. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, personally with us, now
you got to imagine us without time. So you would judge that off of the number of kids we have?
Well, if it was never an issue, it would never be a thought. Mm-hmm. Our anniversary, personally, we don't put a huge amount of pressure on it anyway, so we don't really.
But but it's always talked about and noticed. Oh, we're in our 23rd year.
Yeah.
Oh, we've passed 20 years, right? And that means what?
It just means that we are in a bracket.
Made it to 20 years, right?
We're in the so much percentage of people. I don't know.
So if we didn't put an onus on that, so let's say we never put an onus on anniversary time frames, what change do you think that would make? Or
I don't think it would matter. Not with us, I don't think.
Let's say those
you're still going to go through whatever you're going to go through. Mm-hmm. You're still going to build whatever you're going to build, or
right.
So, you get to older people and they're like, half the time they don't even know how long they've been married.
But me and you are a little bit different. So those that want to have the flowers and the candy and the gifts and all those things, you think it would make a difference to them?
If that was ever an issue. That's probably not even an issue if it never.
That's what you were used to. Okay, so you're saying without time, that should have never been an issue.
So that would probably be like random gifts throughout the year or throughout the. That would just because so and so felt.
It wouldn't be because of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same like birthdays and stuff, and I don't even know if you're not talking about time.
So people probably have a lot more money in their bank accounts, huh?
It all depends on who you marry, because they could still be wanting flowers every week.
But when you're pushed by society,
if you fall for that,
holidays and stuff like that, then
well, luckily, like Valentine's, we've known from the get go, we've never been.
Yeah.
Because I kind of nipped that in the bud. So.
True that.
But I don't know. So.
Okay.
Do you think people would live in the moment, or do you think it would just be straight chaos?
I think it might be a little bit of both, because there's certain things that knowing time definitely helps with, right? To get things done in what we might say a timely manner, right? So when you don't have that, it could be chaos, because it could be something that might be, in your mind, be urgent, needs to happen now, which is a time concept. And then it's like, no, there's no time slot. What do you mean it needs to happen? I
think it depends on every situation.
Yeah. It would be situational based, but there's going to be some situations that you say are urgent in your mind.
Yeah.
That for somebody else it doesn't have to be, which is really still true. But now there's a basis for it, but time makes a basis for it, right? But if you don't have a basis for it, so nothing is going to be technically urgent.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I just still can't. Because I can think of a million things that it would still have to be.
Like life-saving steps.
Or having to sign papers for something, or, at this time there's a doctor's appointment, or.
Only thing I'm really curious about is what the stress levels would be like. Would they be less without time? Like just across the board, if you polled all the people that live in the world without time, would the stress levels be less or dramatically more?
I don't know. Like, again, I think it's the type of person. But so you're very punctual. You're very, when something needs to be done, it's done that minute.
But that
would probably
see,
change.
That was ingrained in me through things, though. That's not a natural.
So I think
occurrence.
that would have changed. That would be like, I think, in me, I'm a huge procrastinator, so it would benefit me, I guess.
What woke up Joe the caveman?
Just tummy grumbling, or family, or or the sun.
The light hitting him on his face or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you live in a cave, you can sleep all day.
Yeah, but you still have an internal clock. You still have.
Still. So that's what I'm saying. So then you would develop people that would operate at a different time frame than other people.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a fantasy, so I'm trying to. I don't know.
What else are you thinking?
I don't know. What about birthdays?
Don't matter. Why would it matter?
So you're never too old.
I mean, why would birthdays even matter? Well, I mean, honestly, why do birthdays even matter now?
I think once you get past a certain point.
I mean, why did it even matter at all?
Well, I mean, to celebrate your birth. It's a good thing to celebrate your birth. It's a good.
That should be done the day of your birth. Why would we do it
Yeah,
after
but it's
that?
a good thing you made it another year. You're alive.
If you're in a society where people die like all the time, but if
Yeah,
we're in a
but I
society now, like especially in the day and age that we live in, this is like the best time in human history to live.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
like
acknowledging.
and the percentages of you being born in the best time possible for humans to live. Do you know how astronomical that is? Matter of fact, driving to work today, that was on the radio.
Really?
Yeah. The percentage of you being born in this time, the best time for a human to possibly live, is astronomical. But we don't look at it that way. And then they ended up talking about people standing on their heads, chugging beer through their buttholes.
Jesus H.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like,
Was that the sports?
Are
The
we,
sports?
Yeah. Are we really worthy to be
Yeah, no
living
kidding.
now?
Golly, Moses.
So
I don't know. I think validation. I think that's a good thing. Like, we just had our baby's birthday, and then 4 days later we had our second oldest, who's a grown adult. But we're still gonna, we're not gonna have a huge party and theme and everything
but
for the oldest.
But people do.
Yeah, but I mean,
we're relating to us. We're relating to ourselves.
Yeah.
But
but he's still got his whatever he wanted. They always get to pick their dinner. They always get a whatever. But it's just a little low key the older you get.
Right. So here's something, right? Now let's jump to this. Without years and centuries, right, those time things, how will we tell stories of the past?
Everything would be like a while back. That's how everything would start.
Even a while back is time.
Yeah, but you still have a past.
It would be more direct. Uncle Jerry did this, and Aunt Susan did that.
They would still say a while back, or like.
Think about that. If there's no concept of time, what language would be invented to say these things? It would have to be some other.
A while back.
Maybe they would refer to a cave painting, or maybe they would refer to something like, instead of saying a while back, it's like that.
Yeah, but that's like cave time. That's not like current time.
I know, but think about it. So maybe without time, it stays that way.
But still, okay, this is where we're gonna have an issue, but stuff still happens. Time, in quotes, still happens though, whether it's called time or not. we're still moving forward. We're still passing.
Well, I beg to differ, because if you don't know the concept of time,
But it still happens.
How do we know we're going forward?
But it still
we're
happens.
Just living.
You're still going into the future, which is a time concept.
But if you don't know.
But it still happens whether you know it or not.
I know. But think about those that don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, this doesn't make any sense.
Think about those that don't know what future means or what past means, because of that's a time. Those are all time concepts.
I know that, but it still happens whether you know the name of it or not.
It still happens. So that means you cannot refer to those things that happen.
But cave paintings will not be around anymore, just like they are not now, like within reach of us, of normal people.
Okay, so put it in right now.
But we could still talk. We could still write. We could still write what Uncle Joe did.
Just point to it and be like that. It wouldn't be like 7 years ago, 14 years ago.
But no one has to say the time. They could just say, a while ago, Uncle Joe.
A while ago is a time concept.
Okay, well, Uncle Joe did this. They don't have to point and grunt.
I didn't say no point and grunt.
Well, I know, but they could still write stuff down. They could still.
They're pointing at the book.
But you're like, you're pointing to the book and like,
I didn't say
That's what you said. It does. I mean, drawing is just another version of writing. So it's the same. You can still do the same thing.
So let me pose this. Because the past for them would not be regulated in time, would it be more looked at as a myth than reality?
I don't know. That's something you need to check on ChatGPT, because I don't know about that.
Right.
Because none of this is making sense to me. I'm like, I don't know. Because you got all the things that are that we see, like pyramids, like Stonehenge, like whatever.
Yeah, because so imagine trying to explain that stuff without the concept of time. You can't say ancient, because that relates to time.
I just don't think this would ever.
So what would it feel like to live every day in the now and not the past and the future? Every day and every concept and even your consciousness.
That was what I was about to say. This is when you always ask if we don't have a moral right and wrong. This is kind of like the same direction when you talk about that.
About morals, it's just everything is right now. The right now is the most important thing, and everything else, that might be like a Star Trek thing, right?
Yeah, but we know that there's another day after, another day after, another day after.
But you have to expand your imagination. Let's say like Star Trek, right? Captain Kirk and his crew warp drive to this new stellar star system, right? And they only see things in the now. They don't see things in past. They don't see things in the future. The Star Trek crew does. So how does that differ by how they react and what they say and how focused they are on the now versus anything else? So yeah, stuff might seem stupid to us, but in their society, this is the only thing that matters.
Well, everyone's focusing on today, it would be chaos. If every day, if you're focused on now, or on the opposite thing, you could.
There is no opposite for them.
Well, then I don't know. I just feel like it would be chaos.
Yeah.
Everyone would be out for their own then.
Yeah.
But it does make sense because they're not having Groundhog Day. They know that there's a next day coming and it'll be different. You know?
Maybe they don't call it next day. Maybe they call it horizon.
It doesn't matter what they call it.
And setting.
Oh, God, I'm going to get a headache. This is driving me bonkers already.
Okay, let's move on. What else are you thinking about?
I don't know. Do you think we would fear death less?
Yes. I definitely think we would feel death less. Because we wouldn't be looking at age, right? Because like now we understand when you get to a certain age, okay, well, man, I got to start thinking about death. I got to think about it even more so. I'm in my 60s. I'm in my 70s, right? Because we know the average lifespan and our time frame that we live in, right? So think about that caveman.
I think it'd be more of a feeling.
Average lifespan was like 30-something years.
I think it'd be more of a feeling. If you didn't have time, you would know by your body telling you.
Yeah.
Or you could just get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Just like
So if you
nothing
say,
would change.
So
It would
if you're
just
trying
be
to say you would die of old age, that's all things that are
it's like
dictated-
feeling when stuff starts
that's
falling
all
off
dictated
and
in time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you would know if you like all of a sudden, you know, bedridden or
Natural causes.
yeah. You know, you're going towards the end.
But yeah, so if you didn't have time, I think you would live a little bit differently. If you wasn't never worried about time, let's say you might have an 80-year-old guy that thinks he can still run up down the basketball court and dunk because he's not really thinking about time. His body's telling him certain things, so maybe that slows him down. But mentally, it's like, I'm good.
Well, this probably happens anyways, but just physically.
Yeah, but you get inundated with time stuff every single day, right? Hair loss products for men and erectile dysfunction stuff for men and women. All this
still
stuff,
biology.
but
I mean,
it's
it's
all
still
based off age and time, and so you're getting inundated with that all the time.
My brother lost his hair at 18.
That's an anomaly, Jess. That's not the average.
No, but I mean, I don't think hair loss is a
You
good
know what I mean?
example.
That's not an average. That's not natural. That's not the norm.
Well,
Right? There's a huge mass majority people that don't lose hair at 18, more so than the ones that do. So
okay.
you can't use those outliers, you know what I mean?
All right.
That's a genetic thing.
So that wouldn't go that way either.
Yeah.
Do you think people would act different if they didn't know their age?
Yeah. For sure. My mother's one of them. Like, hey, I've had a conversation with my mom. I said, Mama, you know you're like 70 something, right? And like the light bulb went off for her one day. Like, when you told me, it hit me that I am that. I'm still thinking like I'm in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, but
So-
truth be told, I mean, she.
But still, that doesn't stop the fact that you've been on this planet and revolved around the sun as many times as you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that doesn't change just because of what your mind says. The fact that you still been here revolving around the sun is the fact. And whatever time has elapsed for how long you've been here, it's just a fact. So, we look in the mirror. We can tell the difference in our bodies and our faces and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The effects of gravity because of how long we've been alive. We can see that.
I know.
So to answer your question, which was?
Do you think we would change how we would if we didn't know our age? Like if we would act differently?
Yeah. Mentally you would. Because everything on this planet, and I mean even TV, radio, marketing, all that lets you know what your age is all the time. So,
I guess.
So let's move on to the end, right? So Einstein said time is relative. What if it didn't exist at all? That's kind of what we're talking about, right? So the sci-fi angle would be, what if humans experience everything all at once instead of in sequences or steps? Like, how would religion, philosophy adapt with time? Or without time?
I
So
don't
if
know.
everything happens at once, there's no steps and progress to stuff. We might be in a perpetual state of we're just alive, we are these life forms, We do what we do until we're no longer here, and then the next generation comes. But there's no passing down of information because time is not a concept that we recognize.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't, I can't even.
The desire to live longer is based in what? Time. So to thrive, to progress and get better, all that's based in time. I know it's.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything else because I just, this frustrates me because it doesn't make any remote sense to me.
Yeah.
And it just
a
doesn't.
difficult concept, right?
And
they say time is the fourth dimension.
I don't know.
I think that's what they say. We're going to hit up Neil deGrasse Tyson again. Hopefully he answers.
Damn it, Neil.
Answers our query.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. This is so weird. I don't know.
Well, this has been...
It's like a rabbit hole.
This has been an extraordinarily long episode for us on Beans and Cornbread. We surpassed our normal 20 minutes, and I think we went like half an hour on this one.
Which is surprising because I don't like this subject. It's so frustrating. It's like...
Yeah, it can be. Because all we know is what we know. And then trying to get out of what we know to put ourselves in a place to think about things.
Especially time you can't.
That are opposite. Yeah. So think about, how do you start to think about your life outside of time? You have to be immortal.
Because it just
So
doesn't.
Just think about it being immortal. How does time change if you were immortal? If you was a vampire that lived forever.
I was just thinking vampires.
How would it? See what I'm saying? We gotta find something to relate it to, right? How would time change for you? How would love change for you? You wouldn't love the same, right? Because okay, eventually that person's gonna die.
Well, yeah, if you're the immortal one, and they're not.
If you're immortal, yeah.
I think a lot has just.
And your caringness, or your feelings would change.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot. Let alone just sucking on people's necks.
I know, man.
So, got to do what you got to do, though.
Yep.
If you want to stay immortal.
Okay.
If you want to stay immortal. So, anyway, you have been listening to the Beans and Cornbread podcast. This has been episode 17. The World Without Time. You like how I said that? Like Shatner.
His time's almost up.
Right. Because we watching your time, buddy.
He's like, what, 98? No, he's not that old. I think he's 93.
He's up there. But anyway, I'm Kev.
I'm Jessica.
And we'll be right back with the last 9.
Toodles.
Beans and Cornbread.
Welcome back to the last 9. Okay, so what you got?
Okay, so I know we were talking about time earlier, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about consciousness and reality. So, how would you feel if everything that you have gone through in your life was created by you to form a reality in your consciousness for you to experience it?
That would suck.
Why?
Because it would mean that I created everything I went through.
The good and the bad, though. Because you can't. So think about it like this. You would never know the extent of the good without knowing the extent of the bad.
I don't. So what am I, like, plugged up like Neo or something? I mean, what am I?
Let's look at you even higher than that. Let's look at you as a God level being, but not knowing that you're a God level being. Because you want to experience it in all of its raw form as possible without that knowing.
Yeah, but wouldn't I have chosen to have less traumatic things happening?
Why? Why do you think you would have chose that?
Because, I mean, nobody
Remember,
wants to be.
You want to experience it all.
Yeah, but you can experience a lot and not have certain things happening to you
But
that
then
shapes you. You could still like.
But then you're missing out on things.
I could have stand to miss out on a few things.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, look at it from the aspect of being that other than being this.
I don't know. What about you?
I'm looking at it that way, right? So it's like, oh yeah, there's plenty of messed up things, but like I can also understand it from the perspective of a being of higher power. That why would you not want to experience experiences? Like it may make you more of who you are than less. Because maybe you want to keep doing this, right? Maybe that's a ever evolving thing that keeps happening. So you want to have the most, I don't know, strong experiences as possible. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
so let's say you were the universe and you wanted to experience yourself. And you wanted to experience yourself fully. Would you pick less or more?
I would pick less traumatic.
If you wanted to experience yourself fully,
I know.
you can die.
But you could still choose less traumatic things happening for you to experience bad things.
But for you, is traumatic really traumatic? You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't see what you're saying.
Because I think you're still locked into the human element of the side of this, right? Because that's how you're experiencing it. But if you are the universe, right? And you don't know anything outside of yourself, you're going to want to experience everything.
I don't know.
All degrees, all pain, all good, or what people would associate with good, bad, indifferent, you would want to experience it all because it's all within you. So how would you know yourself fully if you did not experience it all?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that without.
Without what?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking of it as a thought experiment, right? To say that, because you don't know, right? That could be.
I just feel like there could have been less traumatic for me to experience traumatic stuff.
It could have been, but let me ask you this: do people learn things from traumatic experiences?
Hopefully.
Do people learn more from traumatic experiences, or do they learn more from non-traumatic experiences?
Probably, but it just, I don't know.
Oh. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, trust me, I've been through some traumatic experiences just like you have. But it's like, how do we view the traumatic experiences? What do we take from them?
That's like saying, I'm glad it happened.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's a human emotion. That's a human state. I'm talking about above that.
Oh, well.
Above that. Like coming out of self. Right? Looking at yourself differently. Right? Like you know, they say like there's a higher being. There's a higher self than your normal state that we are here on this earth, right? So looking at it from that perspective is different than the perspective you would have here. And let's say there's another life to be had to where all those experiences help you look at things differently and your actions are different when it comes to the experiences that you gained here.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know? So I just think, if we think about those things, like I think everything in life that happens for a reason because of choices that are made. But do we constantly condone them? Do we go through them? Like, one of the things that we do is therapy, right? To try to understand them, to try to move on from them, to try to make our lives better, to try to improve, right? Or do we get stagnated by them, right? And let them keep us where we are? Because, a lot of different religions, a lot of different people believe that once you get stuck in a rut, then you come back and you got to kind of redo this stuff again. So I'm just saying, okay, well, let's apply the principle of thought to this that says, okay, as a higher being or the universe experiencing itself through me, right? What do I learn from these experiences? Do I have the opportunity to forgive and forget in these experiences? And how can I move on from them, right, to do better going forward? That's it. What do you think about that?
I mean, it sounds good.
So how would you react if you found out that was true?
Hopefully I would, in the next life, or, I wouldn't have to go through everything that I had to go through.
Right. Because it would suck to be at the same stage again, right? I would assume. Instead of moving up and progressing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, just a thought experiment I was thinking about, and the time element we just did kind of led to that. But just overall, just thinking about how do we keep growing? How do we keep advancing? How do we keep striving forward? How do we keep moving? And maybe it's a coping mechanism to deal with the things that we have to deal with in this life.
Sounds good.
Okay. We're at 9 minutes and 20 something seconds. So
Cool.
That's all I think I have. You have anything you want to add to this?
Nope, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I am good.
You don't want to add nothing?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, everybody.
I'm going to go get something to drink.
This has been The Last Nine, and you are currently listening to
Beans and Cornbread.
Beans and Cornbread, and we'll catch you next time. Episode 18 coming up.
Toodles.
Beans and Cornbread.